Welcome to our channel. Today, we have the following news. Becoming Zhao Lusi today is a pleasant surprise for me. Becoming the person she is today, Zhao Lusi describes as a quiet but deeply meaningful surprise, one that feels less like a sudden transformation and more like the natural result of years spent moving forward, step by step, often without a clear sense of direction. That sentiment closely mirrors the emotional core of her latest television project, the story of Pearl Girl, a drama that intertwines hardship, resilience, and self-discovery through the journey of its heroine, Duanwu. The series tells the story of a young pearl diver who begins her life in suffering. Duanwu is kidnapped as a child and forced into labor at the Kui family's pearl farm, where survival itself becomes a daily battle. She dives into dangerous waters to retrieve pearls, enduring physical punishment, hunger, and constant fear. Yet even in such harsh conditions, she never fully surrenders to despair. Somewhere deep within her remains a quiet but persistent longing for freedom, a belief, however fragile, that life could be different. That belief becomes the driving force behind her repeated attempts to escape. Fate eventually leads Duanwu to cross paths with two very different men, Yan Zijing, a merchant from the western regions, and Zhang Jinren, a refined and principled gentleman. Together, they embark on a journey westward, navigating both the uncertainties of trade and the shifting tides of a turbulent era. Along the way, Duanwu gradually transforms, not through luck or sudden fortune, but through endurance, intelligence, and an unwavering refusal to give up. Over time, she grows into a formidable businesswoman, carving out her own place in a world that once offered her nothing. What struck Zhao Lusi most when she first encountered the script was not just the dramatic arc of Duanwu's story, but the character's fierce instinct to survive. She admitted that reading those early scenes left her deeply shaken. Duanwu's struggles felt raw and immediate, her pain almost tangible. And yet, what made the character truly compelling was not simply her suffering, but her persistence, the way she continued to move forward even when hope seemed distant. There is a particularly poignant moment in the story that captures this complexity. After finally escaping the pearl farm, Duanwu finds herself adrift at sea, her small boat colliding with a much larger vessel belonging to Zhang Jinren. Thrown into the water, her survival instinct initially kicks in, pushing her to fight her way upward. But in a sudden shift, exhaustion and despair overtake her. For a brief moment, she feels as though she has no remaining ties to the world, and the thought of letting go becomes almost comforting. It is only through Zhang Jinren's intervention that she is pulled back from the brink, a rescue that feels less like salvation and more like the beginning of a second life. Even after this turning point, however, Duanwu's journey remains far from easy. Tragedy continues to follow her. In a later development, a devastating attack by bandits disguised as the Yang family's caravan results in the complete destruction of the group. Companions she once relied on vanish from her life overnight, taken by violence and chaos. This cycle of gaining and losing becomes one of the cruelest aspects of her story. It raises an unsettling question: is it more painful to have loved and lost, or to have never had anything at all? Despite everything, Duanwu refuses to be defined by her circumstances. Instead of waiting for rescue or relying on fate, she takes control of her own destiny. Adopting the alias Sumas, she begins to build a life for herself from the ground up. There is no miraculous advantage, no protective heroine's halo, only persistence, effort, and the determination to survive on her own terms. In this sense, her success feels earned in the most honest way possible. Zhao Lusi sees a reflection of herself in this journey. During filming, particularly in the challenging underwater scenes, she demonstrated a similar level of dedication. The production team constructed elaborate underwater sets in an abandoned swimming pool, filming under harsh winter conditions. The water was freezing, visibility was poor, and debris often irritated the actors' eyes. Yet Zhao Lusi repeatedly immersed herself in these difficult conditions, striving to deliver the most authentic performance possible. Looking back on her own career, she draws a parallel between her life and Duanwu's path. When she first entered the entertainment industry 8 years ago, she admits she felt uncertain and directionless. She did not begin with grand ambitions or a clearly defined goal. In many ways, becoming the successful actress she is today was not part of a carefully planned trajectory, but rather an unexpected outcome, something she gradually grew into through persistence and effort. This sense of growth has not gone unnoticed. During filming, several senior actresses visited the set and observed her performance. Watching through the monitor, they remarked on how much she had improved, how her acting had become more stable, her emotional expression more nuanced, particularly in her use of subtle eye movements. For Zhao Lusi, such recognition is both encouraging and motivating. Rather than becoming complacent, she sees it as a reminder to keep moving forward. Her outlook on the future remains grounded and pragmatic. As long as she continues to take each step with care and sincerity, she believes that what lies ahead will unfold in its own time, and that, much like Duan Wu's journey, it may turn out to be a story filled with unexpected rewards.